I had a dream a few months ago, and Neville was in it. I think I might have made a video on it. I might have not. I might have just said this in the live stream. But there's something that I noticed about Neville in the dream that obviously it's a dream, so take what I say with a grain of salt. But I think there was something valuable to share from it. The dream was taking place during a war, and we were on a bus heading towards to some facility. He was in the army and I was in the army. And I remember I was sitting next to him on this bus. It was like an kind of during his time, I guess. Obviously, there's a lot of themes that are from what he has spoken about. But I sat down next to him in the dream, and I didn't ask him anything. I had nothing to really say to him, if I'm being honest. It's weird because I've had dreams where he's in a dream before, and I try to talk to him. Every time I've tried to talk to him, every time I would run up to him, ask him a question about imagining, and sometimes he would give me advice. Other times he would walk away. And I've shared that before, the advice that he's given. But usually he would just walk away. And I don't really know how to induce these things. This just happens. It's just it just feels like it comes upon you like a dream, like any other dream you have. But something I noticed in this one, which was different than the other ones, was that I was different. I had nothing to say to him. I just sat next to him, and it was quiet. It was completely silent. I knew it was him, and I knew that he knew me, and I just kind of shut my brain off. I just kind of sat there, and I did kind of observe him in the dream. And what I observed from Neville in the dream was that I found him thoughtful. And what I mean by that, I don't mean like caring. Usually that word is to describe somebody who like cares about people, and they're very thoughtful. They think things through. But what I meant by that is because we weren't talking or doing anything, so it's not like there was anything to latch onto with that. But the feeling I got from him was that he was thoughtful. Like he gave me the feeling of somebody who takes their thinking seriously. Like they're thoughtful about, not necessarily about what they're thinking, but about selecting what they think, but not just that. You could tell he was very present with his mind. Really, the best way I can describe it is thoughtful. But what I mean by that is that he was serious, not in a negative way, not in like a strict way, but like he took his thinking seriously. He gave it kind attention. I learned more from that than I did trying to get advice from him in dreams. Because you know how it can be. Especially if you admire somebody, you try to get advice from them, or you try to learn something from them. Right? But this was an inverted dream. I wasn't seeking anything. I just observed, and I noticed that he thought differently than I did, to a degree, and it wasn't so much what he was thinking, it was how he was doing it. He, spent time and took seriously what he thought about. It wasn't like his thoughts didn't seem like they're just these thoughts that he has to, you just ignore them, or you just shove them to the side. Is the best way I can describe it, is that he paid attention to what he was thinking about. I wish I had a better word to describe the feeling, but it was just extremely, extremely thoughtful about himself. You take what you will with that, but that's what I felt. And again, the irony is that I didn't learn any knowledge because I didn't ask any questions, but I learned that I tried to mimic that feeling to myself, and what I get from it is a deep stillness in what I'm thinking about, and it's almost like he gave himself this type of attention that almost we can want from other people. It's like when you're talking to people, you really want them to pay attention, right? You really want them to listen to you. You really want not just it's validating to have that. The people you like the most typically are probably the ones who pay attention when you speak. They give you that consideration. I guess that's a better word. He really considered himself. And he would do it to himself rather than sort of waiting for it to get it from someone else. And just paying attention and observing that, I noticed that I didn't do that to myself. And so I learned in a way from the dream what I can practice on myself, which is, take myself seriously in a positive way and really consider myself and consider what I think and really dream what I want to dream. And be very thoughtful to myself. And I think you can learn that too. If, obviously I had a dream, so I saw a vision of it, but for you, I'm sure you can imagine the idea of some, imagine you're sitting, you'll just try it now. Just imagine you're sitting next to Neville on a bus, and it was a brown bus, and just kind of see someone and try to feel and sense from them that they're extremely thoughtful and they consider themselves. Because to consider oneself is very different than to shame oneself into feeling like they're not enough, or into pressure oneself into thinking something good. It's like he had a patient consideration with giving himself deep attention. And I think that if I applied that to myself, my relationship with myself would be very different in a positive direction, and one that leads to more fulfillment. And so I think it's worth sharing, even if this is just a dream, and let's say we offhandedly just say it's just, oh, you just had a dream. It's just a vision of the night that disappeared the moment you woke. It doesn't mean anything. That can be true too, but if I had to give it a meaning that was useful and helpful, if I had to extract something from it, as if it's a fruit, and to extract some of its juice, the meaning I would give it is that. Maybe we all can learn to be extremely considerate to ourselves and give ourselves the attention we're seeking from someone else to give to us. And to be patient with ourselves, to be deeply patient in our depths. To consider that what you're imagining is true, and it's honest, and it's loving, and that you can appreciate that you think such lovely things. Like, that's the feeling I got from him. I didn't know how to share that message, but I feel like I tried my best. And very different than just hearing some sentence, like, oh, if you judge after the appearances, you will continue to be enslaved by them. Yeah, that's like something you can contemplate on. But also to contemplate on someone's demeanor is another thing. I almost felt like I was experiencing it in action, and the feeling was very calm. It was very confident and calm and thoughtful and considerate. Yeah, so I'm curious. That's all I really have to say. I'm curious on what your guys' thoughts are on that. If you're into like Neville dream lore, because a lot of people do have dreams of him, and they're very similar. They all say the same thing, like, "Oh yeah, he was walking away from me," or "He was going somewhere and I was disrupting it," or it's always like very similar. But I was in a way where he didn't run, and I sat next to him was when there was nothing being said. And I felt like honestly, when I had the dream, I didn't really think much of it. I was like, oh, I had a dream. And that was kind of it. I just moved on. But the more I thought about the dream, the more I thought about what I experienced, I found that there actually is a lot of value in what I observed. I didn't share it probably because I didn't ask anything. I didn't really get any information to share. So I just it became more of a self-reflective activity than like, oh, I have to express this and share the knowledge I got, because I didn't really know. But now I feel like I know, and I tried my best to explain it. So I do hope that was helpful. And it did reveal things to me. So, but yeah, that's all I have to share for this one. Again, my books are out. I do live streaming. I'm actually going live today at 2:30 p.m. And and I do one-on-ones. So just email me if you want to get the information on that. It's in the description, and yeah, it's all there. But yeah, I'm curious if you guys have had dreams as well. I would love for you guys to share them as well. And if you want me to ever share a success story anonymously, just email me, and we could do a video or something. It's good to have it as well for you because it reinforces the faith. But okay, you guys take care.